I've been living here in this valley since 1955.
This place here has so much history.
My dad, when he came in in 32, and he helped to put in the water lines with a shovel, that's all it was. The water bill was only $2 per house.
And this has been our town,
Hecho in Coachella. I was made in Coachella by the best community I've ever known.
It's hard to imagine a place so rich with cultural heritage depicted in downtown murals was once empty desert, part of the undeveloped Colorado River Basin.
And it was just a very dry area that pioneers coming west hoped they could get through alive.
If not for the Transcontinental Railroad in 1898, there may not have been a Coachella for many more years. Founder Jason Rector established a wood siding for the railroad company, inspiring locals to call their town Woodspur before settling on Coachella.
Because in addition to water, these steam engines needed wood to produce the heat.
Turns out the name Coachella was actually a bit of an accident. Developers had decided on Conchilla, or Land of the Little Shells, for the white shells found in the area, but a printed announcement of the new town misspelled it, Coachella. Rather than delay, the developers stuck with it. Few people know more about Coachella than Merlin Hamner. She's lived here since it's been an incorporated city.
70 years. Long time.
Merlin's never owned a car. Everything's close enough. She just walks everywhere to this day and knows just about everyone. When the city incorporated in 1946, her boss at the bank she worked was Coachella's first mayor.
When I started working there, we did all of the bookkeeping and all of the balancing, but we had to do that all by hand.
She remembers when City Hall was built, it didn't open on time.
They kept having setbacks so that we were not in when they said we would be.
And Merlin belonged to Coachella's first ever church, the Presbyterian Church where the library is now, opened in 1902.
This is where your name is going to go.
For her decades as a church volunteer and for serving as an unofficial city historian, Merlin is being honored as one of Coachella's hometown heroes.
I just never ever felt like I wasn't at home.
Down the street, past City Hall, many of Coachella's family-owned businesses thrived over the years.
I started working here when I was a freshman in high school, 14 years old, and I've been here ever since.
Juan Torres has worked at Lopes Hardware since 1952. He's owned the place 40 of those years. The store has stood the test of time on the corner of 6th and Vine all these decades.
I feel kind of proud because I guess I'm the only business that's still here from the old time. I'm the only one left. I put in a lot of miles in here.
Customers he remembers as kids now have their own kids and even grandkids. Juan hopes his children will run the store someday, preserving the legacy of Lopes Hardware.
Well, the tradition and have a place for the people to get what they need, what they want. People say, well, if you can't find it, come to Lopes, you'll find it here.
I love my roses.
In Coachella, you will always find a strong sense of community, thanks to longtime locals like Eugenia Ortiz.
I don't see the difference between anybody. See? I don't see the difference. I just say, how are you? It's a beautiful day.
A shining example of the power of that community came when Eugenia and her husband Martin led a grassroots effort to save Our Lady of Soledad, the Catholic church established in 1924 she had belonged to since the 50s. The old building was thought to be beyond repair.
It was like I belong to this community. And my husband finally got it from the councilman and said, okay, Martin, you can have it. We're not going to condemn it.
Her husband would soon face another battle with his health. She will never forget his final words in the hospital.
He got my hand and said, Eugenia, we have to go. We have to finish, he said. And then he passed away. We finished the church because of the help of the community, the people that we got together.
The old church bearing Martin's name is used for services to this day, and Eugenia still belongs to Our Lady of Soledad at the new building down the street.
And I'm still going. And I'm still going.
As it has been for many years, the fertile ground of the Coachella Valley is part of California's agricultural heartland. But Coachella was also at the forefront of the movement for farm workers' rights.
We don't have no rights at all. We have to be eating while you were working. No bathrooms, no clean water to wash your hands, no clean water to drink.
Clementina Oyoke was 18 years old when she met famed labor rights activist Cesar Chavez, founder of the United Farm Workers Union.
We're not striking for a wage increase or for a pension fund. We're striking for the very elemental things of labor.
The union had an office in Coachella, and he often spoke here. Clementina remembers the strife at many of the rallies she helped organize.
I still have nightmares of all the times we were in jail, beat up. Since I've seen him crying so many times, I asked him, Cesar, do you ever regret it, what you started? He said, Clementina, I never thought my people were going to suffer so much.
She hopes to open a museum in Coachella, honoring the farm workers who stood up for better working conditions, a place to keep the legacy of Cesar Chavez alive.
Now he's gone, but we have to practice his legacy, and we have to keep going.
Working with Chavez and helping migrant farmers in the Salinas Valley inspired Chauncey Veach to come to Coachella to become a teacher.
They have big eyes and bright smiles as they enter the classroom. To me, those are faces of hope.
In his classrooms, he asked for students who spoke limited English or who had been in trouble.
And I reserved 1/3 of every class I ever taught for special needs students from our special education program.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, accompanied by Chauncey Veach.
In 2002, teaching at Coachella Valley High School, Chauncey was voted the 52nd National Teacher of the Year, an honor he attributes to the students he treasures.
When I was younger, I read about the legend of El Dorado. El Dorado was a magical place supposedly full of gold and silver. And when I came here as a teacher, I found El Dorado. The gems in this El Dorado have names: Jose, Jesus, Maria, y Guadalupe.
Some of his students have become teachers and peace officers. Several others are becoming university professors.
Now, I told you earlier who I asked for. Look what they've done. So as long as we focus on the gifts that our children bring us and build on those gifts, wonderful things can happen.
Coachella is a place with a proud past and a strong foundation for the future. In its 70th year, Coachella is a blossoming, vibrant community.
New families, new way of life, ideas. Give us a try, come down and see what we have.
From the sparkling new Veterans Park, to numerous sidewalk and street projects, to a new library right around the corner, Coachella is staying true to its roots, honoring its history, building toward the future.
This community means everything to me. Everything. It's the best place.
If we, the community, get together, nothing is impossible in this world. Nothing.